All right, so today in geometry, we're looking at section 3.5 still, writing equations of lines. Today we're going to focus on standard form. So let's just recall what standard form looks like. So standard form, SF, looks like AX plus BY equals C, where A must be positive and whole. So A must be a positive and a whole number. Okay. All right, so write the equation of a given line. So we're going to look at example number 1, the graph of the line to the right. So they give me the graph. From the graph, I can find my slope and my y-intercept because here they asked me for it to be in slope-intercept form. Remember, slope-intercept form looks like y equals mx plus b. So if I look at the graph, my y-intercept where it's crossing is -1, so my b is -1. My slope, I'm going to pick 2 points from the graph. I can see by looking at the graph from left to right, my line is decreasing, so I know it's a negative slope. So I count how far do I have to go down and over. So I have to go down 1 and then count squares, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and over 5. So the slope is -1/5. So my equation in slope-intercept form, y equals -1/5 x minus 1. Right, so now moving on to number 2, it says the line has slope 5 and passes through the point +1, -6. Write the equation. Okay. So again, if I look at y equals mx plus b form, y equals mx plus b, I need to find my b, my y-intercept. I have my m, and I have an x and a y, and I'm going to plug in to find b. So in place of y, I'm going to plug in -6 equals, instead of m, 5, my x here is 1, and then plus b. So I get -6 equals 5 plus b. I'm going to solve for b, so subtract 5 from both sides. And b is equal to -11. Notice over here that it asked for it to be in standard form. So first I'm just going to write it in slope-intercept form. So y equals 5x minus 11. So now to put that in standard form, I need to trade places with the y and the 11. So I would have 5x plus y equals, sorry, not plus y because we have to move our y over, so it's going to be minus y. Sorry about that. 5x minus y equals 11. So if I made them change places, I've got 11 equals 5x minus y, but then by the symmetric property, I just can trade places. 5x minus y equals 11. Okay. Example number 3, given 2 points on the line. I want it in slope-intercept form, so the very first thing I need to do is find my slope. We have an equation for that, so we call our equation m equals y2 minus y1, so subtract our y's, -2 minus 4, over, subtract the x's, -1 minus -3. -2 minus 4 gets us -6. -1 minus -3 turns to -1 plus 3, which is 2. I can simplify or reduce this. -6 divided by 2 is -3. Now I pick one of these points. It doesn't matter which point I pick. I will just pick the first point and my slope and plug in y equals mx plus b to solve for the b. So instead of y, I'm going to plug in 4 equals my slope we just found was -3. Instead of x, -3 plus t. So here I have 4 equals 9 plus b. So subtract 9 and we get that our b is -5. So now I can write my equation in slope-intercept form. Y equals, our slope we said was -3x, our y-intercept -5. So -3x minus 5. Another example. When they give me 2 points on the line, this time they want it in standard form. Again, very first thing I want to do is find my slope. So m equals 2 minus 5 over 4 minus 2. 2 minus 5 gets us negative 3. 4 minus 2 is 2. So my slope is negative 3 halves. Pick one of these points. Again, I'll just pick the first point. Plug into y equals mx plus b. So I'm going to replace the y with 5 equals m, we just found was negative 3 halves. Replace the x with 2 plus b. So we get 5 equals negative 3 halves times 2 becomes negative 6 divided by 2, which is just negative 3 plus b. So our 2's cancel each other out there. Add 3 to both sides, and I get that b is equal to 8. They want it in standard form, so first I'm going to write it in slope-intercept form. So y equals my slope, negative 3 halves x plus 8. Standard form, my x is negative right now. Remember, standard form, our x has to be positive, so I'm going to go ahead and move my x to the other side. So then I get 3 halves x plus y equals 8. Now remember, the other rule of standard form is that we are not allowed any fractions in front of x. So I need that to be a whole number. So to get rid of the fraction, I just need to multiply by the denominator. So 3 halves, my denominator is 2, so I need to multiply everything by 2. When I do that, 3 halves x times 2, the 2's cancel, I'm just left with 3x. 2 times y, so plus 2y, equals 8 times 2, 16. So that is standard form. All right. Go to the back. Example number 5, the x and y intercepts of the line. Okay, so here they give me the x-intercept, they give me the y-intercept, they want me to write the equation in standard form. I can find my slope because I have 2 points here. So my slope, my y's, negative 5 minus 0 over 0 minus 3, my x's. Negative 5 minus 0 is negative 5. 0 minus 3 is negative 3. Simplify 5 and 3, but 2 negatives make a positive, so I have a positive 5/3. Now, pick one of those points, plug into y equals mx plus b. Doesn't matter which one I pick. Again, I'll just pick the first one, 3, 0. Or actually, you know what? We don't have to do that because we know that our y-intercept here is negative 5. So I have my slope and I have my y-intercept. So if I plug that in, y equals my slope, 5/3 x minus 5, because they tell me my y-intercept was negative 5. I want standard form. I'm going to trade places with the y and the negative 5. So I'm going to make this say 5/3 x minus y equals 5. Now standard form, I can't have that fraction, so I need to get rid of the denominator, which is 3. So I want to multiply everything in this equation by 3. 5/3 x times 3, our 3's cancel, and we're just left with 5x. Negative y times 3, so minus 3y, equals 5 times 3, 15. There's standard form. Next example, example number 6. The line is a vertical line and it passes through the point 4, 7. I've told you that you need to memorize everything you can about horizontal and vertical lines. So let's just review what we know about a vertical line. Vertical line, slope. What's the slope of a vertical line? Undefined. Remember, this is where we are on our little bicycle and we come to the edge of the cliff and we're looking down thinking, no way, I'm not going down that. So it's undefined. We know that it is, looks like this, up and down. It's crossing through the x-axis. So since it's crossing through the x-axis, we only have x's. There are no y in the equation. So I know that my equation is going to be x equals, now how do I know what the x value is? Remember, they give me an ordered pair. An ordered pair is always x, y. So the x value they gave to me is 4. So x equals 4. There's my equation. So now let's look at the other one. The line is perpendicular to the line x equals 4 and passes through the point 4, 8. Okay, so perpendicular, let's review. What do we know about perpendicular lines? Perpendicular means that they intersect at right angles. They gave me the line x equals 4. X equals 4. This is a vertical line with a slope that's undefined. Perpendicular slopes, remember, are negative reciprocals of one another. So if I have a slope of undefined, that means that it came from any number divided by 0. So let's say this was 5 divided by 0. If I flip this and change the sign, right, to get my perpendicular, I would get 0 over, let's say, -5, which is just 0. So anytime I have a undefined slope, the perpendicular slope to that is always going to be a 0 slope. So my perpendicular slope is going to equal 0. I told you to memorize what kinds of lines have a slope of 0. These are horizontal lines. The horizontal line looks like this. Horizontal line goes through the y-axis and contains no x. So I know that my equation is going to be a y equals. So now, again, I look at the point that they give to me, 4, 8. My y value is 8. So y equals 8 is the line that is perpendicular to x equals 4, passes through the point 4, 8. We need to memorize that horizontal lines.
Attention all teachers, coaches, and students. Our district maintenance team is going to perform some checks.
And we need to memorize that all horizontal lines are perpendicular to vertical lines. Okay? All right, your homework today is in Canvas, not on Envision. So it is called Writing Equations of Lines homework in Canvas. So you need to pull that assignment up, go through and complete that assignment. It is over writing equations, some review of slope in there as well. I should see you in a few days. Remember that your test, your Chapter 3 test, will be this Thursday and Friday. We're doing 2 parts. Okay? I will give you the first part of it on Thursday. You will have Thursday class period to complete the first half of the test. And then Friday, I will give you the second half, and you will have Friday to complete the second half of the test. All right? Wednesday, we will look at a review together. Hope you are all doing well.